Hi, hello, welcome. My name is Tara. Thank you for joining me. I was first inspired to create this video when I came across an article on apartment therapy. It was written by Daniela Araya and it was titled, "I tried the secret room rule and it totally changed how I decorate." So she goes on to explain that she attended an online workshop by Ingrid Fetell Lee. Lee is the founder of a movement called School of Joy. And she has an exercise that involves imagining you have a room in your house that no one else will ever see and envisioning what that room would look like. So Araya then goes on to write, "The secret to why this secret room rule works is that you're allowing yourself to tap into your intuition and listen to what you actually want in a space. No input from the outside world, no influences from internet trends, nobody else swaying your design decisions. It's essentially a gateway to discovering your innermost joy-inducing style preferences in a judgment-free zone." I just really appreciate this entire idea. I'm sure I'm not the only one that grows a little tired of all of the negative content that's out there criticizing other people's design choices. I mean, yeah, of course, there is good design and there is bad design, but a lot of it is also very subjective. We all have our own perspectives, we all have our own opinions, and I'm not sure it's really always worth our time and energy to be comparing and criticizing and judging one another, because really ultimately your home is yours, and if it makes you happy, then that's all that should matter. So the opinions of others, especially strangers on the internet, really should be kind of irrelevant. So this whole idea of designing for ourselves is actually a big part of why I started this channel. I want to help people gain a better understanding of interior design, and that in turn will help us to define our own personal sense of style. And this will hopefully give us the knowledge and the confidence to create homes for ourselves that make us happy, rather than feeling pressured to design spaces that we think other people will approve of. And because we all know you're never going to please everybody, so why don't we just focus on pleasing ourselves instead? So with this concept of the secret room in mind, let's look at some ways that we can make our homes places that bring us joy. Okay, art. Let's talk about choosing what to hang on your walls. I think far too often we become consumed with this idea that our art needs to coordinate with our decor. And that just leads to us buying soulless, mass-produced wall decor because we think it matches. And that really is just a wasted opportunity. The art that you have in your home should speak to you. And that doesn't mean that you have to invest in expensive, fine art. It's okay if it is just an inexpensive print of a famous painting, as long as you love it. And really, anything that has meaning for you and can be put in a frame can be used as art. And remember, some of the best gallery walls are the ones that are imperfect and mismatched and feel kind of random. Meaningful objects, the things that are special to us. Because yeah, sometimes stuff is just stuff and it's there to serve a purpose, but then there are the things that hold more meaning. I can be quite sentimental about some of my things, you know, the pieces I own that were my mother's and my grandmother's, handmade gifts that were given to me by friends, stuff that I've bought on trips. So don't adhere to such a rigid idea of what you think your space is supposed to look like that you don't find ways to incorporate these objects into the mix. The things that are special to us deserve to be displayed proudly in our homes. So I came across this really great quote from designer Andre Putnam. I was actually looking for a different quote of hers, but found this one instead, and I think it expresses this idea really beautifully. "I have no recipe for how to combine things, but you must be sincere, and if you are, strangely, it will succeed." Color. Color is an important one. I think we all recognize that Color can have a big impact on our emotions and our well-being. Color is something that can elicit an immediate instinctual reaction in a way that few other things can. We all have pretty strong opinions when it comes to color. We usually know what we like and we know what we don't, and that can be very different for each of us. So when it comes to selecting color, try to let your instincts guide you. Use colors that you like and make you feel good. And I don't care how popular or on trend a color is, if you hate it, don't use it. And vice versa, even if a color is considered out, if it's something that you love, go for it. Cue the debate on the color gray now. Now, what if you really love bold color, but you're intimidated to use it? You're afraid that you'll overdo it. Well, if you love a room full of daring color choices, if that brings you joy, then there's really no such thing as too much color. But you can also use it in simple, more subtle ways if that is your preference. So maybe instead of repainting your entire bedroom, you use that color in a powder room instead. Another great way of introducing color is through art and accessories. You can always add more if you feel like it needs it, or you can scale back if it feels like too much. And what does this all mean for neutral colors? Because when we're talking about happy and joyful spaces, neutrals are maybe not the first thing that come to mind. I think we've all heard the lament of the sad beige interior. And I think the problem with some of the neutral spaces that we are seeing is that people are just choosing them because they're easy and safe and they've been told that they're good for resale. And those just aren't really the best reasons for going with neutrals. Now, if you're someone who leads a really stressful and hectic life and a neutral space helps to calm your chaotic mind, then that is a good reason to go with neutrals. And if you're worried that a neutral interior can feel kind of boring, that does not have to be the case. Variations in shade and tone, contrasts of light and dark, introducing pattern and texture can all be great ways of adding interest to a neutral space. So go bold with color or don't. Just make sure that whatever you're choosing, it's because it's what you want. Comfort. So it is unlikely that your home is going to bring you much joy if it's not a comfortable place to be. And this is about more than just physical comfort. Your psychological and emotional comfort are just as important. So the Andre Putnam quote I was trying to find, it's one that I actually wrote an essay about in college and couldn't find it anywhere, but to paraphrase, basically she was saying that a successful interior is one which allows your mind to rest. Some ways to achieve a more comfortable home could include opting for softer, warmer light sources in lieu of harsh overhead lighting, a tidy and organized space free from clutter, and making design choices with all your senses in mind, not just the visual. So remember that comfort is about more than just a sofa you can sink into. Create a home that will foster your overall sense of well-being. Well, my friends, we have reached the conclusion of this video. I hope it has inspired you to embrace this idea of a secret room when you are decorating. I know that it's a concept that I'm going to start paying more attention to in my design process. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope we'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.